Imagine where power, creation, destruction, compassion, protection, and ancient civilizations have revered that gods once ruled the world, and their power was beyond anything we could imagine. Picture a time when thunder cracked at their command, wisdom flowed through their veins, and the fate of entire civilizations rested in their hands. But here's the real question. Who among them was the strongest? Who held the true power to shape history, command the elements, and influence the destiny of mankind? These gods weren't just ancient stories. They were the foundation of belief systems that governed societies for centuries. Their legends continue to echo through history, leaving us to wonder who among them wielded the greatest influence and might. Today, we embark on an exhilarating journey through the myths and legends of Europe's most powerful gods, exploring their incredible feats, awe-inspiring abilities, and lasting legacies. European mythology is a vast and intricate web of tales that span across cultures, from the towering peaks of Mount Olympus to the cold, misty realms of the Norse gods. Throughout history, civilizations have revered powerful deities, believing in their ability to control nature, bestow wisdom, and shape human destiny. Within this rich tapestry of myths, 5 names stand above the rest. 5 deities whose power, influence, and legends have cemented their place as the ultimate rulers of their respective pantheons. Zeus, the mighty king of the Greek gods, wielded thunder and ruled with an iron fist, often feared and revered in equal measure. Odin, the enigmatic and wise Norse allfather, sought knowledge at any cost, preparing for the inevitable Ragnarok. Jupiter, the Roman counterpart to Zeus, governed with authority and discipline, shaping one of the greatest empires the world has ever known. Then there's Thor, the thunderous Norse protector, whose mighty hammer, Mjolnir, struck down his enemies and safeguarded Asgard from chaos. Finally, we have Perun, the lesser-known but equally formidable Slavic god of thunder and war, a deity whose strength was unmatched and whose worshippers called upon him for victory and justice. These gods were not just figures of worship, they were symbols of power, justice, and chaos. Their myths influenced ancient societies, and their legacies persist today in literature, art, and even pop culture. Whether through epic battles, divine wisdom, or ruthless punishment, these 5 gods have stood the test of time, leaving behind awe-inspiring stories that continue to captivate us. So, who among them reigns supreme? Stay tuned as we dive deep into their fascinating tales, uncover their hidden powers, and decide once and for all which god stands as the most powerful in European mythology. Zeus, king of the Greek gods. Zeus, the mighty ruler of Mount Olympus, stands as one of the most powerful and influential deities in all of mythology. His journey to power is nothing short of legendary, a tale filled with cosmic battles, divine rebellion, and ultimate triumph. But how did Zeus rise to claim the throne of the gods? It all began with a prophecy, a chilling prediction that Cronus, the ruler of the Titans, would be overthrown by one of his own children. To prevent this fate, Cronus devoured each of his offspring the moment they were born. However, Rhea, his wife, could not bear the thought of losing another child, and so she secretly hid baby Zeus on the island of Crete, replacing him with a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes. Raised in secret, Zeus grew strong and wise, eventually confronting his tyrannical father. In an epic clash known as the Titanomachy, Zeus freed his siblings, Hera, Poseidon, Hades, Demeter, and Hestia, leading them in a decade-long war that saw the mighty Titans fall. With his victory, Zeus banished the defeated Titans to the depths of Tartarus, solidifying his reign as the supreme ruler of the cosmos. Zeus was more than just a warrior. He was the very embodiment of power, justice, and authority. As the god of the sky and thunder, he wielded the formidable thunderbolt, a weapon so powerful that it could split mountains and incinerate his enemies in an instant. With a mere gesture, he could summon storms, command the elements, and shake the heavens with his wrath. But his dominion extended far beyond physical might. Zeus was also the keeper of law and order, ensuring that the gods and mortals alike abided by the sacred rules of the universe. His rule was absolute, and even the mightiest Olympians feared his judgment. Yet, despite his imposing presence, Zeus was not without his flaws. He was notorious for his unpredictable temper and insatiable desire, which led him into countless affairs with goddesses, nymphs, and mortal women alike. When it comes to famous myths, Zeus's life is a treasure trove of incredible stories. Perhaps the most well-known is the tale of his victory over Cronus, but his adventures didn't stop there. One of his most fearsome punishments was dealt to Prometheus, the Titan who defied the gods by stealing fire and gifting it to humanity. As punishment, Zeus bound him to a rock where an eagle would feast on his liver daily, only for it to regenerate each night, an eternal torment. Then, there's the infamous story of Zeus and Europa, where the king of the gods transformed into a magnificent white bull to seduce the Phoenician princess, carrying her across the sea to Crete and ultimately fathering the legendary King Minos. Whether through acts of justice or romantic escapades, Zeus's influence was felt across every corner of the Greek world. Zeus's presence didn't fade with the end of ancient Greece. His legacy has endured for millennia, deeply embedded in culture and art. From classical literature to Renaissance paintings, Zeus has been depicted as the ultimate authority figure, embodying both justice and the unpredictability of nature. His influence can even be seen in modern-day media, whether it's blockbuster movies like Clash of the Titans, the Percy Jackson book series, or his character adaptations in popular video games like God of War and Assassin's Creed. The image of Zeus as the bearded, lightning-wielding deity remains a cultural touchstone, a symbol of ultimate power and divine intervention. Even phrases like throwing thunderbolts stem from the myths of Zeus, proving that his legend still permeates our daily lives in subtle ways. But one of the most shocking aspects of Zeus's mythology is his vast number of offspring. Zeus was a prolific father, and his children played critical roles in countless Greek myths. Among his divine and mortal progeny were some of the most important figures in mythology. Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare, who sprang fully formed from his forehead. Apollo and Artemis, the twin gods of the sun and moon. Perseus, the hero who slew Medusa. And even Hercules, whose legendary strength became the stuff of legend. His relationships with mortals and goddesses alike resulted in an intricate web of myths that shaped the entire Greek pantheon and influenced storytelling for generations to come. Many of these children inherited aspects of Zeus's power, ensuring that his influence stretched far beyond Mount Olympus. Despite his greatness, Zeus was not without controversy. His rule was often challenged, and his decisions were questioned by both gods and mortals. His fiery temper led to conflicts, such as his infamous clashes with Hera, his jealous wife who sought revenge for his countless infidelities. The Olympian court was frequently embroiled in drama, with Zeus at the center of it all, juggling his responsibilities as a ruler, father, and lover. These complexities only added to his character, making him one of the most fascinating and multidimensional figures in mythology. Zeus's reign as the king of the Greek gods is a testament to his unparalleled strength, his ability to command both the elements and the hearts of mortals. His story is one of triumph, justice, and, at times, scandal. He was not just a god, he was a force of nature, one that inspired awe and fear in equal measure. Whether we see him as a symbol of power or as a reminder of the complexities of leadership, one thing is clear: Zeus's legend will continue to stand the test of time. Odin, the Allfather of Norse mythology. Odin, the Allfather of Norse mythology, is a god like no other. A complex and enigmatic figure, Odin is not just the ruler of Asgard but a relentless seeker of wisdom, a master of war, and the ultimate architect of destiny. Unlike other gods who revel in their raw power, Odin's strength lies in his mind, his strategic brilliance, and his ceaseless quest to uncover the secrets of the universe. But what makes Odin truly fascinating is the lengths to which he would go to gain knowledge. Known as the one-eyed wanderer, Odin's pursuit of wisdom was so intense that he willingly sacrificed his eye at Mimir's well to drink from its waters, gaining unparalleled insight into the cosmos. This act of self-sacrifice was just one of many trials he endured to unlock the mysteries of fate and existence. For Odin, power wasn't about brute strength. It was about understanding the forces that govern life and death. Odin's quest for wisdom didn't stop with the loss of his eye. He is often depicted wandering the realms disguised as an old cloaked traveler, testing the hearts of men and seeking hidden truths in the most unexpected places. Beyond wisdom, Odin was also a formidable war strategist. Unlike Thor, who relied on his hammer and physical might, Odin's approach to battle was far more cerebral. He understood the importance of foresight, cunning, and psychological warfare. He wielded Gungnir, his enchanted spear, which never missed its mark, and commanded the mighty Valkyries, fierce warrior maidens who selected the bravest fallen warriors to join him in Valhalla, the grand hall of the slain. Here, Odin gathered the greatest warriors of the ages, preparing for the final battle of Ragnarok, where he believed he would fight alongside them against the giants and forces of chaos. Among the many famous myths associated with Odin, the creation of the runes stands out as a testament to his relentless determination. According to legend, Odin hung himself from the world tree, Yggdrasil, for 9 days and nights, pierced by his own spear, enduring unimaginable pain to unlock the secrets of the runes, symbols that held the power of magic, divination, and communication with the gods. This sacrifice solidified his status as the ultimate seeker of knowledge, willing to endure suffering for enlightenment. Then there is Ragnarok, the prophesied end of the world, where Odin will lead the gods in a final battle against Loki and his monstrous offspring. Despite knowing his inevitable fate, being devoured by the great wolf Fenrir, Odin still prepares tirelessly, emphasizing his unwavering commitment to destiny. And of course, his role as the ruler of Valhalla, where he welcomes fallen warriors, further cements his position as a god of both war and honor. Odin's legacy extends far beyond the Viking Age. In ancient times, Norse warriors revered him as the god of battle and wisdom, offering sacrifices before going into war in hopes of gaining his favor. They believed that dying in battle and being chosen by Odin's Valkyries was the highest honor, granting them eternal glory in Valhalla. Odin's influence didn't just shape Viking culture, but has permeated modern society in ways many people might not even realize. His presence can be found in literature, art, and even in the days of the week. Wednesday, or Odin's Day, serves as a direct homage to him. Popular culture has embraced Odin in various forms, from his regal depiction in the Marvel Universe, where he is portrayed as a wise and powerful king, to video games like God of War and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which explore his mythological roots in greater depth. Odin continues to inspire countless stories, embodying the eternal struggle between wisdom and power. But beneath his grandeur lies one of the most intriguing aspects of Odin's character: his obsession with fate and his relentless pursuit of control over destiny. Unlike other gods who act on impulse, Odin is constantly plotting, always seeking to manipulate the threads of fate in his favor. He consults seers, communes with spirits, and even delves into forbidden realms in his quest to prevent or reshape the prophesied end of days. This obsession makes him both a revered and feared figure in mythology. Despite his immense knowledge, Odin remains haunted by the inevitability of Ragnarok, knowing that no matter how much he learns or prepares, fate will take its course. It is this tragic foresight that makes him such a compelling character, a god who knows his doom yet fights against it with every ounce of his being. Odin is more than just a god. He is a symbol of the relentless pursuit of wisdom, the balance between war and strategy, and the inevitability of fate. He represents the idea that knowledge often comes at a cost, and that true leadership requires sacrifice, foresight, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. Whether as the wise wanderer, the battle-hardened warlord, or the architect of the cosmos, Odin's influence endures, captivating us with his mysteries and reminding us that true power lies in the mind and spirit, not just in strength. Jupiter, the Roman supreme god. Jupiter, the supreme god of Roman mythology, was the undisputed ruler of the heavens, a deity of immense power, justice, and authority. While many recognize Jupiter as the Roman counterpart of Zeus, the king of the Greek gods, the two figures, though similar in essence, carry distinct identities shaped by the cultures that worshipped them. Like Zeus, Jupiter reigned over the skies, wielding thunder and lightning as symbols of his dominion. However, where Zeus was often depicted as a figure driven by personal desires and impulsive actions, Jupiter embodied a far more disciplined and authoritative character, reflecting the values of Rome itself: order, law, and military supremacy. Unlike the Greek pantheon, which often depicted its gods in a more humanized and flawed manner, the Romans saw Jupiter as the ultimate embodiment of divine power, a figure whose primary concern was the prosperity and stability of the empire. Jupiter wasn't just the king of the gods. He was the very foundation upon which Rome built its military and political power. Known as Jupiter Optimus Maximus, the best and greatest, he was the divine protector of Rome, overseeing its victories in war and ensuring the empire's eternal glory. Roman generals would pray to Jupiter before battle, offering sacrifices and dedicating their triumphs to him in grand temples, such as the famous Temple of Jupiter on the Capitoline Hill. His presence loomed large in the daily lives of the Romans, who believed that his favor determined their success or failure in both war and governance. Jupiter's influence stretched beyond military might. He was also a guardian of justice and morality, ensuring that the laws of Rome were upheld under his watchful eye. Many myths revolve around Jupiter's role in the founding and expansion of Rome. According to legend, it was Jupiter who watched over Romulus and Remus, the legendary twins who founded the city. He was also said to have sent divine omens, such as the flight of eagles, to guide Rome's leaders in times of uncertainty. One of the most famous myths involving Jupiter tells of his fierce conflict with his own father, Saturn, mirroring the Greek story of Zeus and Cronus. Jupiter overthrew Saturn, establishing the rule of the Olympian gods and bringing order to the universe. However, unlike Zeus, whose stories often involved chaotic love affairs and deception, Jupiter's myths emphasized duty and responsibility, reflecting Rome's values of discipline and order. Jupiter's symbols were deeply ingrained in Roman culture, serving as constant reminders of his omnipresence and power. The eagle, his sacred animal, represented strength and victory, often carried into battle on the standards of the Roman legions as a sign of divine favor. His weapon, the thunderbolt, was seen as a tool of justice, capable of striking down enemies and enforcing Roman law with a force that none could resist. Another key symbol associated with Jupiter was the oak tree, representing endurance and longevity, qualities that the Romans sought to embody in their empire. His presence was also felt in religious rituals, with the grand festival of Ludi Romani celebrated in his honor, featuring elaborate games, chariot races, and offerings made to secure his blessings for the state. One of the most fascinating aspects of Jupiter's legacy lies in Rome's transition from paganism to Christianity. For centuries, Jupiter was the cornerstone of Roman religious life, with emperors and citizens alike honoring him as the supreme deity. However, as Christianity began to spread across the empire, Jupiter's influence gradually diminished. Despite this shift, traces of Jupiter's presence remained woven into Roman culture. Many early Christian churches were built on the sites of Jupiter's temples, and aspects of his iconography, such as the image of the all-powerful, bearded god seated on a throne, were later repurposed in depictions of the Christian god. Some historians even argue that the reverence once given to Jupiter played a role in shaping the way Romans came to perceive the Christian deity as an all-seeing, omnipotent ruler of the cosmos. Though Jupiter no longer holds the same prominence he once did, his influence persists in modern culture. His name endures in our language, from the largest planet in our solar system to expressions such as "by Jove," a phrase still used today to invoke a sense of wonder and authority. His legacy can be seen in classical architecture, government institutions, and even legal systems that continue to emphasize the Roman ideals of law and order that Jupiter once symbolized. Whether as a god of war, a protector of the state, or a figure of justice, Jupiter's role in shaping Western civilization cannot be overstated. Jupiter was far more than just a Roman version of Zeus. He was the very embodiment of Rome's values and ambitions. As the protector of the empire and the enforcer of divine justice, he represented the pinnacle of power and authority in the ancient world. His myths, symbols, and legacy continue to fascinate us today, serving as a reminder of the grandeur and discipline that defined Rome. Whether standing atop the Capitoline Hill or presiding over the heavens, Jupiter remains an enduring symbol of might, justice, and unwavering authority. Thor, the thunder god of Norse legends. Thor, the mighty thunder god of Norse mythology, is one of the most iconic and revered deities in the pantheon of Asgard. Known for his immense strength, unwavering bravery, and fierce loyalty to his people, Thor was the ultimate protector of gods and mortals alike. Unlike his father Odin, who relied on wisdom and cunning, Thor was a warrior through and through, a relentless force of nature who met threats head-on with sheer might and determination. His primary duty was defending Asgard, the realm of the gods, from the constant onslaught of giants, chaotic forces that sought to plunge the cosmos into darkness. Whether wielding his legendary hammer against frost giants or battling monstrous creatures, Thor was always at the forefront, ensuring that order prevailed over chaos. At the heart of Thor's power lies his legendary weapon, Mjolnir, a hammer so mighty that it could shatter mountains, summon lightning, and vanquish even the most formidable foes. Forged by the dwarven brothers Sindri and Brokkr, Mjolnir was more than just a weapon. It was a symbol of divine protection and authority. In mythology, it was said that Thor's hammer was capable of blessing marriages, consecrating oaths, and even bringing the dead back to life. Despite its tremendous power, Mjolnir came with a catch. Only Thor possessed the strength and purity of heart to wield it effectively. It required his signature iron gloves and a magical belt to channel its full power, emphasizing that raw strength alone wasn't enough. Control and responsibility were equally important. The hammer's influence extended beyond myth, becoming one of the most recognizable symbols of Norse culture, representing protection, strength, and perseverance. Thor's adventures are the stuff of legend, with tales that have captivated audiences for centuries. One of the most famous myths is his battle against Jormungandr, the world's serpent. According to prophecy, Thor and Jormungandr were destined to be mortal enemies, their final clash foretold to bring about the end of the world at Ragnarok. In one myth, Thor attempts to lift the serpent disguised as a cat, showcasing the creature's immense power and hinting at their future showdown. When the inevitable day of Ragnarok arrives, Thor and Jormungandr engage in a titanic battle, with Thor ultimately slaying the serpent. However, the serpent's venom proves too powerful, and after taking 9 steps, Thor succumbs to his wounds, a tragic end for the fearless protector of Asgard. Another popular tale involves Thor's relentless quest for power, during which he seeks out a giantess to challenge his strength and prove himself worthy of wielding Mjolnir. Time and time again, Thor's myths showcase his unwavering dedication to Asgard and his willingness to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Thor's influence extends far beyond ancient mythology and into modern pop culture, where he has become one of the most beloved and recognizable figures. Marvel Comics introduced Thor to a global audience, transforming him into a superhero who fights to protect both Earth and the cosmos. With his enchanted hammer, flowing red cape, and godly physique, Thor has become a symbol of heroism and justice, appealing to audiences across generations. Films within the Marvel Cinematic Universe have further popularized the Thunder God, portraying him as a complex character torn between duty and personal growth. Beyond comics and movies, Thor's legacy can be seen in literature, video games, and even branding, where his name and imagery continue to evoke power and resilience. His impact on popular culture serves as a testament to the enduring fascination with his strength, heroism, and larger-than-life persona. However, beneath Thor's fearless exterior lies a surprising vulnerability, one that makes him all the more relatable and tragic. Despite his strength and courage, Thor is not invincible. He is bound by fate, and no amount of power can prevent the inevitable end that awaits him at Ragnarok. In Norse mythology, fate is an inescapable force, and even the gods themselves are subject to its unyielding grip. Thor's story is a reminder that even the strongest among us cannot escape destiny, adding a layer of depth and poignancy to his character. His vulnerabilities also extend to his temperament. Thor is often portrayed as impulsive and quick to anger, sometimes rushing into battle without considering the consequences. Yet, it is precisely this fiery passion and unshakable resolve that make him a beloved and inspiring figure. Perun, the mighty thunder god of Slavic mythology. Perun, the mighty thunder god of Slavic mythology, stands as one of the most powerful yet often overlooked deities in European lore. Unlike Zeus or Thor, whose stories have permeated global culture, Perun remains a somewhat forgotten powerhouse, despite wielding immense influence over the ancient Slavic world. He was the supreme deity of the Slavic pantheon, revered as the god of thunder, war, justice, and cosmic order. Perun's rule extended across the heavens, and he was believed to govern both the natural and moral laws that bound the universe together. Although his myths may not be as widely known as those of his Greek and Norse counterparts, his power and significance in the Slavic world were unparalleled. To the Slavic people, Perun was more than just a god. He was a divine protector, a symbol of strength, and a force that brought balance to the cosmos. Perun's domain was vast, encompassing not only the skies and storms, but also the fate of warriors and rulers. As the god of thunder, he controlled the elements, striking down enemies with his fearsome axe, which was said to always return to his hand after being thrown, an uncanny resemblance to Thor's Mjolnir. He was also the god of war, invoked by Slavic warriors before battle to ensure victory and protect their lands from invaders. Justice and order were fundamental aspects of his nature. Perun was believed to watch over the moral fabric of society, ensuring that the righteous were rewarded and the wicked were punished. The oak tree, considered sacred to Perun, was seen as a symbol of strength and endurance, and many Slavic tribes would gather around sacred oak groves to honor him and seek his divine favor. In essence, Perun wasn't just a warrior god. He was the very embodiment of cosmic order and righteousness, ensuring harmony in the universe. Among the most famous myths of Perun are his epic battles against the forces of chaos, particularly his eternal struggle with Veles, the god of the underworld and mischief. This cosmic rivalry symbolized the ongoing battle between order and chaos, light and darkness. According to legend, Veles would often steal Perun's cattle, riches, or even his wife, hiding them in the underworld. Enraged, Perun would unleash mighty storms, hurling his thunderbolts to strike down his enemy. These fierce encounters were believed to explain natural phenomena, such as lightning and thunderstorms, as manifestations of their divine conflicts. Another well-known myth speaks of Perun's role in Slavic culture as a protector of oaths and contracts. Warriors and rulers would swear their allegiance under his watchful gaze, believing that breaking their word would invoke his wrath and bring ruin upon them. Despite the rise of Christianity in Eastern Europe, Perun's legacy has endured through the ages in various ways. Before the widespread adoption of Christianity, he was the chief god of the Kievan Rus, with grand statues erected in his honor, particularly in Kiev, where his worship was central to Slavic spirituality. Though many of these pagan shrines were eventually destroyed and replaced with Christian churches, Perun's presence lived on in folklore, traditions, and even within Christian iconography. Some historians argue that elements of Perun were later absorbed into the figure of Saint Elijah, who is often depicted riding a chariot in the sky and bringing thunderstorms, eerily similar to Perun's mythological attributes. In Slavic culture today, echoes of Perun's influence can still be seen in folk rituals, festivals, and the continued reverence for oak trees and thunder-related symbols. One of the most mind-blowing aspects of Perun's influence is how he may have inspired or shared similarities with other mythological figures across different cultures. Some scholars believe that Perun's attributes bear a striking resemblance to those of Zeus, Jupiter, and Thor, suggesting a common Indo-European origin for these thunder gods. The concept of a sky deity wielding a powerful weapon, battling dark forces, and governing cosmic order appears in many mythologies, pointing to a shared ancestral belief system that spanned across Europe and beyond. Interestingly, some elements of Perun's mythology, such as his association with the oak tree and lightning, have been found in ancient Celtic and Germanic traditions, showing how interconnected these early belief systems were. Though often overshadowed by his more famous counterparts, Perun's influence is undeniable. He remains an enduring figure of power, justice, and strength in Slavic heritage, inspiring modern interpretations and adaptations in literature, music, and even pop culture. Contemporary Slavic pagan revival movements continue to honor Perun, celebrating his legacy with traditional rituals and reenactments of ancient ceremonies. Whether through folklore or modern artistic representations, the thunder god of the Slavs still commands respect and admiration among those who seek to reconnect with their ancestral roots. Perun may not enjoy the global recognition of Zeus or Thor, but his significance in Slavic mythology is profound. As the god of thunder, war, and justice, Perun was more than just a divine figure. He was the protector of the Slavic people, ensuring order in the natural and human worlds alike. His epic battles against chaos, his role in cultural traditions, and his lasting influence on other mythologies make him one of the most fascinating and powerful gods of Europe. While his name may not be as widely known, his legacy continues to resonate in the hearts of those who remember the ancient stories and honor the timeless power of the Slavic thunder god. So, after exploring the myths and legends of Zeus, Odin, Jupiter, Thor, and Perun, the ultimate question remains: who reigns supreme? Each of these gods wielded immense power and influence, shaping not just their respective cultures, but also the broader tapestry of human civilization. Zeus, with his thunderbolts and supreme authority, commanded both gods and mortals with absolute rule, while Odin's relentless pursuit of knowledge and strategic brilliance positioned him as a master manipulator of fate. Jupiter, the embodiment of Roman law and order, stood as a protector of empires, and Thor, the fearless defender of Asgard, symbolized unwavering strength and heroism. Meanwhile, Perun, though less known, carried the raw force of thunder and justice, standing as an eternal guardian against chaos. Choosing the most powerful god isn't easy. Each one possessed unique strengths that made them legendary in their own right. The legacy of these gods stretches far beyond ancient temples and forgotten myths. Their influence is deeply woven into our modern world. Whether it's through literature, art, or pop culture, these deities continue to inspire and fascinate us. From blockbuster movies featuring Thor and Zeus to the ongoing resurgence of Norse and Slavic pagan traditions, their stories still resonate with people today. These gods represent universal themes: strength, justice, wisdom, and destiny, reminding us that mythology is more than just ancient storytelling. It's a reflection of human nature and our eternal quest to understand the forces that govern our world. But now, it's your turn to decide. Which god do you think is the most powerful? Is it the wise and far-seeing Odin, the indomitable Zeus, or perhaps the fearless Thor? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on these legendary figures. If you enjoyed this journey through mythology, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an epic mythological deep dive. There's so much more to explore, from legendary creatures to untold myths that will leave you in awe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, myths may be ancient, but their power is timeless.